Hey there, StarCraft fans! It's Falcon Paladin coming at ya with yet another edition of StarCraft 2 Legacy of the Void. Today, for your Sunday series, it's going to be a best of 5 between a Scarlett and a MaSa. Here at Ephemeron, the ladder edition for game number 1. This is WCS Fall 2019 from the round of 24. Wait a second. Okay. That's normal speed. I'm not sure how that happened, but everything's okay now. Alright, so bottom right-hand corner of Ephemeron is the Canadian Terran player. It is MaSa. And in the top left-hand corner, it is the Red Zerg player, also from Canada. It is Scarlett. I wonder if they rolled, or maybe just a paper, rock, scissors to earn the right to wear red today, because Canada, white and red, their flag is. It's a maple leaf, and yeah, red makes sense. There is no blue to be found, so anyway, so a Terran versus Zerg here in a best of 5 from, again, WCS Fall 2019. Looking forward to it. And Scarlett's creep spread and otherwise macro abilities are very, very scary. She is one of the best creep spreaders in all of the game. And MaSa here, he knows how to control Marine, Marauder, Medic, Medevac. God, mixing up StarCraft 2 and Brood War once again. You can also go Mech, Hellbat, Thor, tanks. I'm not entirely sure what you're going to get here from the Blue Terran player. But Barracks on the high ground says 1 racks expand. There's going to be a Reaper here. The Reaper's name... Oh my gosh, MaSa! I had a name ready to go. That name had family. Okay, well that's gone. The Overlords are scouting about, trying to find if they can see any sign of proxies, because MaSa will do that to you as well, or just go for the no Reaper opening, which is so dangerous for a 12 pool, but Scarlett is not doing a 12 pool. Scarlett went for the 16, 18, 17, which is incredibly safe, but also really hard to punish the no Reaper opening here that MaSa is going for. He's going to have a Marine count. That's pretty fantastic. Actually, I lied. Not quite yet. Let's see what he does with this. Is he going for really early Hellions? That'd be interesting. Okay, so 2 Marines at least, because he can't do anything else with this right now because the factory's not done yet. So we'll see. We'll see if he goes for a really early, like a 4-minute double medevac stim drop. That'd be pretty rough to deal with. Scarlett's dealt with it a million times before, I'm sure. And again, as always, this is a best of 5, man. These are not long macro games. I generally try to cast long macro games because those are the most interesting, but this could very easily be just 5 straight games of like 10-minute stuff. Just bam, bam, bam. And we're out of here. Or 10 minutes of like 5, or 10 games, 5 minutes of 5 minute, or, oh, wow. 5 games of 5-minute stuff. Brain falling apart here. We got this. We got this. Hellions on the way. Again, a couple of Marines here to deal with any Lings that show up, but nah. Man, MaSa played that blind too. He didn't even SCV scout. He's like, we're going to assume Scarlett's not going to 12 pool me. And boy, did that work out perfectly for him. So 2 Hellions on the way. Probably going to get another couple on in there. That mule dies because he didn't want to lose the minerals. Right? That was actually added in the recent patch. That's not something that we... Or, have they talked about doing that? I'm not sure if it's out yet, but... because I don't play Terran, but otherwise what I'm saying is if the mule has minerals in its hands as it's returning to the orbital command and it dies, then you don't get those minerals. They're gone forever. It sucks. So we've seen that happen. Either they've talked about it or they have actually done it to where you don't lose those minerals anymore, so it's kind of nice. Just a little bit of a quality of a life change for Terran. Oh, the Overlord speed this early is so nice to have. Third base coming up for Scarlett. About the 3.5, 4-minute mark, so... she's ready. She's ready for whatever MaSa is throwing up early, and that's going to be 3 Marines and 4 Hellions. So the number of openings you have as Terran are kind of endless. They're all variations on the same theme, though, unless you go like Battlecruiser opening. But in that case, you definitely should be going for Hellions anyway, because you want to harass early like this. But 3 Queens fighting, moving the Wounded Queen back, other Wounded Queen back. Queen's not dying. Speedlings out. 1 Queen does actually go down here. Additional Hellions showing up. The Lings don't want to engage with that. More Lings coming on. They do snipe off 1 Hellion and 2 Hellions. Okay. Hellion count dropped by 2 pretty instantly there. That, oh, instantly changing to a Spore Crawler. Or recognizing the danger of those Hellions. Lings marching, just sacrificing themselves here, but forcing back the Hellions. Did any drones die during that engagement? No. 14 Lings died in exchange for 4 Hellions and 3 Marines. Pretty fair exchange. Look at that. 518 to 550 down here below. That's perfect. I mean, that was MaSa forcing some Lings out, losing some stuff. Scarlett not losing drones, which is really the key thing here. Now she can drone up a million times because there's really not going to be much following this. MaSa is going to be SCVing up behind it. He could keep just throwing Hellions at this over and over, but he would lose because he has to cross the map. That's generally... It is the curse of over-aggression. Zerg players do it most often, especially at lower levels, but you can do it as Terran too. You just keep marching units across the map and not macroing up back home. Your 2-basing Zerg, 3-basing Zerg on fully saturated bases will kill you eventually. It's only a matter of time. You're just dying slowly instead of dying all in one go. But... what are we doing? We bioing this up, MaSa? We certainly are. So game 1 is going to be all of the bio in the entire universe. He's going to go for a starport for the medevacs. Yada, yada, yada. Storm is coming in. +1/+1 is coming in for the infantry. And Scarlett really droning out for the most part. Did lose an overlord somewhere. I don't know where. Is there a Viking out? Did the Marines kill one? I'm very confused by this. I don't know where that overlord died in supply block Scarlett. Unless she like extractor tricked or something, which... weird time to do that, but hey, it was only 2 supply, and she's back up out of supply block now. Centrifugal hooks on the way. You're doing with that baneling speed. If you're going against bio and you don't have baneling speed, just quit. Just F10Q there, because you're going to lose. Definitely need that baneling speed for all of everything to stay alive against this many Marines, especially once they start getting upgrades. And they've already got stim and combat shields on the way, and just start snowballing from there. And Spire. See, Scarlett is one of the few players that will still go Ling Bling Muta versus Bio. I like it. I really do. I like Ling Bling Muta quite a bit here, or Ling Bling Corruptor. I'm down with that as well. We just see so much of Hydralisk. We see so much of just trying to go straight to Broodlords or Ultralisks against this. But Mutas are nice. Mutas can harass. Mutas can take down medevacs as they're flying away or as they're flying in, or really anywhere they happen to be. So Scarlett's going for a 4th base because, again, MaSa has a 3rd. It's safe for her to do so. And here comes the drop. So I thought early drop, but this is definitely a scary drop. Look at that trail. Oh, that's so pretty. I like it. I like that little trailing. It's just, it's nice. It's nice is what it is. I feel good about it. So anyway, Hellions harassing up the front a little bit. Banelings are here. Baneling speed is just about done. 2 seconds from completion there. Combat shield finishing up. MaSa waiting for that, probably. And yeah, these bridges are really beneficial to Terran. You set up in here. Surrounds are impossible. Tanks in these locations are really nice and safe too. Zerg players hate the bridges with a passion. We saw Raynor versus Special doing this a couple of weeks ago. If you didn't watch that series, you should. It was great. And Special loved setting up tanks over here, man. It was his favorite thing to do. Hellbat transformation complete. Optimus Prime engaged. Okay, Optimus Prime is not a Hellion. He is actually a semi-truck hauler trailer thing. I don't know. 7 Mutas on the way. It's not Corruptors, man. We are definitely going Mutalisks, which you got to be careful with them. They are easier for Marines to kill than it is for them to kill Corruptors. Couple Marines down, just whittling down that count. Why would you unload here? No, 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 no. Okay, a lot of bio died. More bio dying. Tank on the high ground, actually firing on those banelings pretty nicely. The Mutas are showing up just in the nick of time here. Scarlett is in a lot of trouble. We got tanks showing up, but this is why you go Mutalisks. You go after the tanks. Corruptors can't be doing that. Hellbats at the front absorbing those baneling shots. Hellbat's dying largely there. More banelings are coming in. Dude, Scarlett is in a ton of trouble all of a sudden. This is such a familiar situation for Zerg players on this map when they play against Terran. Set up, pull back to the bridge. Set up with the tank, pull back to the bridge. Snipe down this 4th base. If you kill the 4th base when you're on 3 bases as Terran, the game is as good as yours, especially at this level of StarCraft. So can Scarlett hold on to this hatchery? She's going. She has to go. She can't let that thing die. The Mutas are actually absorbing a lot of shots, and all right, Scarlett manages to get rid of the tank, which is a huge, huge victory condition there. And the splits are pretty good, but there's too much Ling and too much baneling stuff here, and the Mutalisks are trying to take down the medevacs and the tanks. Medevac, dude, that medevac better not get out of here alive. It has 2 HP. Come on. Getting it? Oh my gosh, no, they can't escape. Oh, Scarlett. She's chasing with her 3 medevac, or 3 Mutalisks. Get them. She knows they're here. 1 down, 2 down. All right, she got him, and wow, MaSa loses the tank in the process too. This is snowballing not very well for MaSa. I am not impressed with him just continuing to drop units in the middle of the map like this and have them get obliterated. My gosh, the medevac count is being dropped to approximately, well, 1. 2 more just popped out here. Army supply 43 to 38, 82 to 71 workers. Scarlett expanding behind it because, of course, she did. She's going for a hive. She's getting 2-2 on her dudes. 2-2 is coming in for MaSa. Just kidding. He's working on infantry armor level 2. 2 attacks already done. And vehicle weapons level 1. is coming in here too. Look at this creep spread, though. It is pushing right up on MaSa's front door. Right up on this natural third base area-ish. What I tell you about her creep spread, it's insanely good. Where it's not great is over here, because MaSa's been killing tumors and otherwise making it hard to spread creep over there for quite some time. But why are there SCVs out there? I don't know. They're dead now. Another tank down. These mutas, they're dying, but they're keeping that tank count to a minimum for MaSa. MaSa's sitting at 2 tanks and has lost a total of 4, with 4 medevacs down there too. Creep spreading it with them queens. Loving to see that stuff. Plus 3 infantry armor coming in. Creep spread. That tumor might actually... Nope, does not finish. Tank fire finishes it off. And again, MaSa's like, let's go round 2 here. Lings and Mutalisks trying to get on top of this. Again, the positioning. The Banelings need to take down these Marines so the Mutas can get rid of the tanks. They get rid of the tanks anyway. Just repositioning the Marines was enough. Not enough Banelings remaining. The drones. 5 drones down. It doesn't seem like a lot. These Mutas can't do anything about these Marines. Not going to happen. 2 Marines with stim and combat shield will chew through those Mutalisks like they are drones. They are. Why are there SCVs up here? Oh, no, there's an attack over this way. All right, some SCVs are dying. The Banelings coming in to deal with the Marines. The pre-split pretty good. But can the Mutas finish off the rest of this? Not too shabby, Scarlett, but additional reinforcements coming in. Pulling back to reconcile. Dude, that Ling was a legend, man. Killed 3 SCVs before that planetary fortress came up. 73 to 58 overall army supply in favor of MaSa. Scarlett has the better economy, has abandoned all mining at her third base, though, which is bad. And she really needs that to happen. She needs more Banelings for these Marines. Mutalisks. Again, another tank down. Keeping the tank count low is really useful for keeping these Banelings alive. Nice. Target firing, but too many Banelings coming in. Target firing works to an extent, but once another 5 Banelings come in, you're going to have a good time. Thor versus the Mutalisks. Surprised we haven't seen this before now, but it's working out pretty well with that splash damage. Thor down, tank down. This game mode is so good. Oh, I'm so glad I chose to cast this series because, good crap, it's amazing so far. Enjoying it immensely. Army supply 44 to 38. At the 12-minute mark for both players to be this slow on supply means it's been a good game. It has been a really good game. If MaSa can get up and get rid of these Banelings, hey, look who has Broodlords. Scarlett does, of course. She's been teching up 2 Broodlords this whole time, so she got there. You want that against Terran once it gets into, you know, the late game, which counts as 12 minutes. Scarlett did... When did she lose this? Who killed it? Oh, these guys did. While this tank was dying. Oh, very nicely done. All right, speed it up. Man, this is some really good TVZ. I'm enjoying it immensely. Hope you are too. Hit that like button if you are, by the way. Like, Falcon, why are you fast forwarding like this? Don't do that. I'm not going to give you a like. Please, though. It helps me get visibility. It allows people to see my stuff. Like, you know that YouTube doesn't show what's newest on your subscription list on the front page of YouTube, right? You go to youtube.com and it will show you what YouTube thinks you want to watch based on your viewing history. But, like, if you haven't been watching something every day, then they won't show it to you. It's dumb. I've had people be like, oh, I thought you stopped making videos because I wasn't seeing it on my front page. Well, yes, that's how that works. The front page is just YouTube, the algorithm, deciding what you want to watch. And maybe you want to watch Falcon, and the YouTube algorithm disagrees. All right, so 2 SCVs down, replacing the ones on the gas immediately. Here is MaSa, sitting happily on 4 bases, pushing up to force a cancel on that third. Where's the army? There isn't one. How did this army get up here? Okay, well, that hatchery is dead. Stimmed 2 Marines, gonna get rid of it. These drones dying too. Why are these drones here? Oh gosh, the Broodlords though. Remember how Marines are the best anti-air in the game, pound for pound, inch for inch? Oh yeah, all the Broodlords are dead. Some of the Marines actually even survived that. 13 drones down. Scarlett is falling apart here. Losing that base was such a huge deal. Expand down the left side maybe. Might be a better thing to do. The creep spread is a little bit more protective over there because, again, you can sneak up this way if you're MaSa because there's no creep spread on that side of the map because he's been so consistent on the pressure over there. 5 more Broodlords in production. MaSa just going Thors, man. Thors, Marines. Army supply 114 to 73. Heavily favoring the turn player right now. And here we go. Trying to get the Banelings in. The splits by MaSa are pretty good. The Corruptor's trying to pick some stuff off. Nope. too much ground stuff there. Too many Marines, personally. That Broodling thinks about going over there and then flies all the way back to safety. How does this work? Do Broodlords, like, give birth to Broodlings consistently? Oh, that hatch is dead again. So the Thor's down. Thors have not been doing super well today, but does it really matter? Liberator flying on up, causing some problems. Another Thor down. Remember what I said about Thors dying today? That is like the 3rd or 4th or 5th Thor to could die, but the Marines, oh, it was bait the whole time. Picking up, getting out there, transfusing. Liberator almost gets some stuff. I guess maybe 6 drones died there. Unloading inside the main base. Where did my music go? I don't know, but all those mutas are dead. Yep, all the mutas are dead, but they sacrificed themselves to keep the main base alive at this stage. Army supply 112 to 80. Chasing these medevacs around for all of the mutalisks she's been making today. Scarlett has no mutalisks left. She's lost 21 of them. He's making corruptors, deciding corruptors a better bet to chase down these medevacs. But MaSa pushing up the right side. The banelings not getting decent hits there really at all. More Broodlords are here, but again, they're unsupported. MaSa sees it, decides to go after the hatchery instead. Oh boy, is going to get it. Take it down. Another hatch out here. That hatch is trying to be rebuilt. Trying to drop over the left side, but again, the corruptor count is a little bit too insane. Those medevacs are dying, but Scarlett's down to 68 supply. It is not looking good. Hatch down. She is technically on 3 bases. This is her new base, but MaSa expanding a couple times is looking really good economically. Continuing to push on in here. The Broodlords are ready to go, but hatchery down. Greater Spire is going to go down, and that might just be it. Losing the Greater Spire. Scarlett doesn't want to have to rebuild her Spire and all the way tech back up again. She's not... Oh, I was going to say, she hasn't made any Infestors today, but she's making 7. So, all right. Pushing in the left side, a bit of a Marine drop. Not actually unloading the whole thing for some reason. Once again, Broodlord's out, and MaSa gets a win in game number 1 here at 16 minutes and 25 seconds. The Infestors were not here in time, I don't think, what that comes down to. I mean, boy, having some fungal for these Marines would be fantastic. Neuroparasite on the Thors would be really good, too. I mean, the Thors didn't really accomplish a lot, but having some Infestors would have really turned the tides. Also, so many Broodlords died just to Marines, and having fungal in that situation is ideal. The Baneling hits become easier. Man, 6 Broodlords down. Another, how many of these are going to die? 1, 2, 3, 4 in the next couple seconds here. Yeah, Marines are good. You pretty much need Infestors to counter them, which I've always said is kind of dumb that this little 50 mineral unit needs to be countered by gas-heavy stuff like Ultralisks or Infestors or Banelings. But, all right, whatever. It's cool. Marines are incredible. MaSa just macroing, microing. Not a perfect game from him, but enough to get the win. Ends up losing 22,000 resources. Scarlett at 30,000. 21 mutas down is a lot of mutalisks. 59 banelings killed. 235 Marines lost their lives today, and 3 Thors. Telling you, I don't think the Thors accomplished a whole lot, but that 5 hatchery down to no command center down is a big number right there. Huge number. So yeah, we didn't get a 5-minute game for sure. That was a 16-minute game 1. Fantastic stuff. MaSa takes the 1-0 lead. We'll see if Scarlett can bounce back here and make Zerg fans proud everywhere. But we'll be back with game 2. Don't go anywhere. Thunderbird, the ladder edition. Indy has left the game. Top left-hand corner, it is the blue Terran player MaSa. Bottom right, it is still Scarlett once again. All right, so Thunderbird is home to macro games because this third base is very easy to take for Protoss and Terran. And I'm expecting a long game, but sometimes players will take advantage of the fact that players expect a long game and cheese. So let's see if Scarlett goes for a 12 pool here. 65, 80, 185. No. Nope. It's not going to be an early pool. Looks very much like a 16 hatch. Standard stuff here. I gotta say, when I play on this map, I do tend to go for some aggressive stuff. Just because, again, Terrans and Protoss are like, ooh, I get a free third base. I can make like a Zealot to hold against all the aggression in the entire world. Just gotta make sure I don't get mined through here, while my opponent doesn't mine through there, and do some weird wall-off shenanigans at this area. But other than that, I'm totally fine. And then you Baneling bust them and they die. So keep that in mind. That is a concern. Additionally, I do like to go for a 13-12 Nidus every once in a while. Just keep people on their toes. Keep them watching for Nidus worms popping up right here. Here's a spot I like going to, sometimes over here, but always along this side. So putting up some vision over here will not hurt you. It always kills me when I show up with my Overlord to do some scouting for where I can throw down the Nidus, and there is like a supply depot or a pylon just right here, just watching this edge, I'm like, well, we're committed, and we go anyway, but it really reduces the rate of success of that build by about 90% if they see the Nidus coming. Go figure. Anyway, it has a Reaper this time. This Reaper's name is Jeff. My name is Jeff. Yes. No, that's a meme of some kind. My 11-year-old boy loves it a lot. I don't understand it. I don't think there's much to understand, but maybe I'm wrong. All right, bunker coming up, and that pool's almost done. This has just got to be an effort by MaSa to get drones pulled off the line here, right? Force Scarlett to overreact to this, which she's not doing. By the way, she's like, one drone to make sure the bunker doesn't come up, and then I'll make some lings, and we'll call it good. And we are. We're calling it good. Reaper's going to show up. The Queen is a little bit far away from finishing up here. And the bunker is not going to be done at all. There we go. There's the cancel. 75 minerals back. Reaper comes in like normal. Third base. Ooh. Ooh. Just trying to, like... he did. He stopped it. This Reaper doing some work. Oh, I thought he was kind of stuck between trying to kill the drone and trying to block it off, but actually looks like it was going to kill the drone there. At least Scarlett thought so. Now Queen has to come all the way over here. We're delaying that by using KD8 charges. There's an SCV to make it even harder for a drone to get over this way. This delay is just mean. Meanwhile, 4 lings coming across the map, but we're done here. So, like, you can show up on this command center for a little bit. You might actually end up killing this SCV, but... Yeah. I mean, this is taking advantage of the greed. That third base came up before the Hellions got started. So that Marine is dead. Pretty good micro to lose, you know, nothing but one Zergling there. But yeah, check in for a third base. There's not one. Usually in a normal build, there'd be a couple Hellions out already, and those lings wouldn't do anything. But Scarlett recognized greedy Terran went for a third base before really having anything but a Marine to save him from those lings. And then Reaper decides, you're going to die. Even if you have speed, 3 lings, not enough to kill a Reaper. Especially if there's a high ground to hop up to. So, defending this, not too bad. Not too difficult to add all. Third base coming up for Scarlett. Again, it is delayed, which sucks for her, but she's okay. I think she's alive at this stage of the game anyway. Overlord is cruising on in. See the timing on the Overlord works for Niduses? It certainly does. But double Hellion Reaper cruising out. I don't know what I was trying to say there. What word starts with P? Perusing out, maybe? That's what I was going for. Perusing what's going on in Scarlett's base. Honestly, 2 queens can handle this really without trouble. Cancel the tumor! Didn't cancel either of the tumors. 2 tumors down. That hurts. It's going to slow down that creep spread immensely. Again, Scarlett really likes her creep spread. Now it's not going to be nearly as good. MaSa not being super greedy, actually going to build an orbital inside the main base before landing it, so we're okay. But that's a fusion core. Hold up. Hold up. Is this like a delayed battlecruiser thing? Is that what we're doing here? Fusion core almost done. Where is it even being built? Oh, it's hiding. That's got to be battlecruiser. This is battlecruiser, guys. Check it out. And ready, set, fusion core done. Battlecruiser not ready to go because MaSa doesn't have the required resources for it. But watch that production tab. If it's advanced ballistics, I'm going to be so disappointed. Come on, man. He's not actually saving up money to go for a battlecruiser either. Why do you have a fusion core this fast? There's the battlecruiser. All right, on the way. On the way. Here it comes. It's not a battlecruiser rush, but it is a battlecruiser. But this timing on the Overseer is going to be perfect. And besides, at this stage, Scarlett has 6 queens anyway. 5 queens is enough to handle a BC. I guess if one of them is bruised up already, it might be a little bit harder, but I don't know. Either way, the Overseer gets in, and the Marine's like, no, don't come over this way. Actually making a battlecruiser and researching Cloak. I wonder if the intent here is to make Scarlett think it's a Banshee. So Changeling saw. Changeling saw everything there was to see. Doesn't know about this, right? No. Doesn't know about that fusion core. So immediately throwing up Spores, which is totally fine. Spores help against battlecruiser anyway. I don't know what this intent was. I mean, I guess just to make Scarlett not expect battlecruiser, but 2 more queens are on the way. Everything's connected by creep. This battlecruiser really shouldn't be able to do much of anything at all. And there's really not much otherwise here. Going for that battlecruiser really slows down your ability. Well, going for a battlecruiser and a quick third base slows down your ability to have much of an army at this stage. Scarlett's at 67 workers, which she's so happy about. She hasn't really been bothered today. course, the battlecruiser did just show up, took down 3 drones, is going to kill this queen. But again, the queen count is enough, and the positioning here is pretty fantastic. Taking some free shots there. Spore Crawler actually keeping these out of range of the Spore. Really nice here, actually, controlled by MaSa. Does have 6 total kills, 2 queens and 4 drones, and then will escape out. So yeah, again, not game-changing at all, really. Scarlett. I mean, I don't know how she could have prepared any better, honestly. She's making corruptors, though. Overlord. Oh, the transfuse was sick. Nicely done, Scarlett. Transfusing that Overlord was nice. And it's another battlecruiser. So battlecruiser, Yamato gun on the way. I have seen pushes like this work before. You go for like a Hellbat battlecruiser thing, and it's surprisingly good. We will see. Banelings are out to deal with the Hellbats, right? Because we're definitely making armories. Yeah. So these Hellions are here to make you think it's just Hellions, but then the armory finishes and they Hellbat. You repair up this BC, you bring the other BC over, you go for the push, and it can be pretty darn hard to hold. So we'll see if Scarlett can hang on here. She's going for a 4th base. Well, she already has a 4th base, which is nice. She's droning up a little bit. Just kidding. She has 17 drones on the way. Now she's up at 77 workers. So economically, she is in a fantastic, wonderful position here. Overlord Speed's coming in. Yamato Cannon is on the way here, too. And it's a Cannon and SE2 and Gun and Brood War. Gosh dang it. I get them mixed up. I do. All right, man. So 3 base in it. Again, 1 supply depot wall. Really not watching this at all. Kind of feel like if Scarlett wanted to, she could have gotten in there and busted something a while ago, but Overseer dies, does scout the presence of additional factories, and the 3 that already exist. So this is definitely going to be mechy. Pretty darn mechy. Battlecruiser and mechy here today. Creep spread, not as good as it otherwise could be. Again, slowing down. Killing those first 2 tumors helps a lot. I know you think I'm kidding, but it really does help a lot. The more tumors in a position, the faster the creep spreads, and having only 1 available over here instead of 2 or 3, big difference. Big difference on how fast the creep is getting out here. It's also a huge map. That's part of it. It's part of what we're looking at here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 base. Well, actually double expanding Scarlett here. Feeling pretty confident against whatever the heck MaSa is trying to do here, which is battle cruisers. So corruptors and queens present. Battlecruisers really don't want anything to do with both of that situation there. Queens and corruptors present. I mean, free shots are nice. Yamato means queens out, but that means you can't use them on the corruptors. And that's a jump out. So Scarlett delaying that really nice. Oh, this was going to be Cyclone. This is going to be Cyclone Hellbat Battlecruiser, but now it can't for a minute anyway. Oh, that's so good. That is so good from Scarlett. Wait, is Flyer Helper always on? What happened? We're back. We're good. That was fast. Yeah, so we're going race car mech with battlecruiser support here from MaSa. Going for an Inferno Pre-Igniter, upgrading his mech here too. Again, shared upgrades for armor for the ground mech units and the flying units. Always nice. And trying to finish off this hatch. This hatch is going to die. There's just too much Cyclone here. Well, the Banelings are trying to chase it away. And sacrificing those 2 Hellions for the Banelings was pretty good. You want to keep the Cyclones alive here if you're MaSa. But now there are Roaches, and now there is Fungal, and suddenly Fungal is the key here to holding this, and the hatchery does actually end up standing. Creep spread has pushed up to this Planetary Fortress 4th base of MaSa's really fast. Again, not as many tumors as you normally see here. I'd love to push one like right here's a nice place to go. Well, never mind. This is the range of a missile turret anyway, so it was going to die. Coming on in with a race car again. No battlecruiser support. They're almost here. Once they show up, this will be a different story. Because a lot of your army supply is tied up in those BCs that are not helping. Is the hatch going to go down? The hatch goes down! Alright, well, lost a couple of Cyclones for it. Hope that was a fair trade for you. The battlecruisers are here. Neural Parasite is not done. As a result, this is going to be hard to kill these battlecruisers. Yamato taking bunch of corruptors down there. Fungals with the Biles coming on down. The ground army of MaSa is getting obliterated. The battlecruisers are still fighting quite nicely. Infested Terrans popping out. The battlecruisers are getting out because you don't want to be there when the Infested Terrans pop. Roaches, Ravagers. Yeah, I don't know about this. Battlecruisers still here. I mean, I don't know if this is a great life choice for them. Infested Terrans getting some shots off. That's what you wanted to avoid. You don't want to take shots from Infested Terrans. Even if they now actually take armor into account, which is always a nice thing. The Corruptors do take down a BC. I think they're going to get another one here and possibly... Oh, that one does manage to jump. Another one. Does get another one. Yamato does take out a Corruptor in exchange, but Scarlett is fine with that trade. Resources lost here again, favoring the Terran player. This aggression is continuing. Scarlett is desperately trying to make more Infestors at a time, going for +2 flyer attack for those Corruptors. Working on Roaches, getting a Broodlord up because, hey, why not make Broodlords? They're good units, good tier 3 stuff here. I mean, having one Broodlord is not as good as having one Battle Cruiser by any stretch. But a bit of a whiff on that Fungal, and a couple Ravagers die for it. No, the Transfuses are great. Queen does go down. Just barely going down, but man, slowing down Race Car Mech really just... You lose all of the ability of the Race Car part of that when you get Fungal. It slows you right down. Everything can catch you, and you die. Scarlett replacing that dead 5th base with another base over up on the left side. More comfortable over here with the creep spread that exists, I have to assume. But MaSa's expanded on the left side here too, continuing to make battle cruisers, going for that advanced ballistics and the Liberators. This skin is fancy. Is it a Mojin? I don't know what it is, but it's real shiny blue. I like it. It takes me back to the Brood War days. Oh, does you have Neural Parasite? I'm confused as to the entire lack of Neural Parasite. Also, that it's not being researched for Scarlett. I'm not sure if she forgot about it or what. Bit of harassment down south gets cleaned up by Scarlett. We're looking at 190 to 153 overall supply. Scarlett is up in army supply and even on workers, which is not where you want to be if you're a Terran dude. Trying to replant this right side 5th base again. The battle cruisers do have something to say about that. And there's a cancel and there's a dead drone. So, this is pretty good stuff, man. I told you, long macro games here on Thunderbird. Although we're 13 minutes in. Can you believe we're 13 minutes into this game? It's been crazy for the whole time. But again, I post a 13-minute game on the channel and people are like, this is too short, it's bad. I'm telling you, there's some really exciting StarCraft in the 13 to 15-minute range. They don't all have to be 25 minutes to be good. Because, yeah, look at this. We're on super tier 3 economy. We're on 1 million hatcheries. This is as late game as you are ever going to get in TVZ. Neural Parasite finally getting started at 13.5 minutes. But Broodlords, again, we've seen Broodlords are not really the answer to this Race Car Mech thing because Race Car Mech can just outrun it and attack over here while the Broodlords are over here and attack over here while the Broodlords are over here. And it's just, you can outrun them. You don't have to engage with the Broodlords at all. Ooh, nice snipe on that drone, trying to throw down that base. But the Fungals are real. The Bailing hits are really good, too. Okay, that was a lot of dead army. A lot of dead army. Suddenly it's 104 to 76 army supply. Scarlett is in control of this game. I don't know where drones are dying. I assume a Liberator set up somewhere and is now dead. I love the use of static defense here from Scarlett, by the way. I mean, sure, not as good against battle cruisers, but really good against Liberators. Is he Yamatoing down? He's Yamatoing down this hatch. All right, cool. So you got it. Congratulations. Is Neural done? Neural is not done. So the Fungals that slow down, that means battle cruisers are going to die. Can they not jump if they're Fungaled? Oh, that's right. They can. But how come the other ones didn't? Man, I get my proposed patch notes and my actual patch notes confused. They're thinking about making it so that if you Fungal a battle cruiser, it can't jump. That'd be, I mean, huge. That'd be huge in favor of Zerg. Ooh, look, extra Vespene geysers here. Rich Vespene geysers. Delicious, delicious Vespene gas. It's purple. Kind of like it. It's like little globules of purple coming out, leaving little trails of... That can't be good for you, right? There's a reason SCVs wear suits. It's because interacting with Vespene gas, whether it's purple or green all day, is probably really bad for you, even with the suit, right? Even with the suit. Anyway, Spore Crawler's coming up. Scarlett playing the game of, I'm throwing up static defense everywhere to make it harder for you to engage with me. I hope you're okay with that. Terran fans everywhere say no, we're actually not. But thank you for asking. Not that it will change anything at all. See, more drones getting killed. Where, though? Oh, there's a Hellion down here. All right, fair enough. What did it die to? I don't actually know. Huh. Anyway, check out the merch store. There is a link in the description. Actually, it's been recently changed to falconpaladin.store. You can check it out. Find, like, super cool mugs and stuff. Anyway, all those queens are dead. Corrosive Biles getting dodged pretty ably. That was a big win for MaSa. The model cannon is getting tossed down and everything, and suddenly it's 120 to 114 total supply in favor of MaSa now. He's got that lead. Brood Lords doing pretty good here. I gotta say, again, just the goal here is to just not engage with the Brood Lords if you are a Terran unit. Crucible a bit of a waste. 3 more drones getting killed. Ah, this base is getting wrecked. Okay. That explains a lot. See, this is why Brood Lords, not ideal. They're busy dealing with this army up north, and you're just going to lose 9 drones and almost a hatch. She just parasitic bombed a battle cruiser. That's funny. Viper down. Again, Viper is a little bit... a little problematic versus battle cruiser just because they can get Yamato down in one shot. I guess Infestors can as well, but they're usually further back and harder to target because of their smaller model size, which they did a while ago, and it was nice. Base up north from MaSa, I mean, he's pretty good economically here. He's at 80 workers. He's really not in a position to lose this game anytime soon. But this creep spread is the problem. The creep spread is everywhere. You can see it on the minimap. There's so much purple. Anywhere Liberators try to go, they're being spotted by creep. It's kind of insane. So we'll see how they do with the Spore Crawler present here and 2 spores here. A little difficult. Battle cruisers going after the spores because they don't really care about them. Ooh, Corrosibile and a fungal on a battle cruiser. That battle cruiser's down. Ah, the battle cruisers are getting whittled down by the Corruptor Ball. That is such a big Corruptor Ball right now. The Yamatos are trying to stay alive, but... and jumping out of there. See, where did the Liberators go? Oh, here's one. Found an angle. Kind of. Actually in a position to kill 0 drones. Problematic. Again, trying to come in and lock on one of the Brood Lords. They do take one down. But it's 126 to 102 supply. Scarlett is pushing on your battle cruisers. And they've all recently jumped. So that's not good. The Corruptors do take down 2 BCs in quick order. This base getting banelinged to death. And I think this might be it for MaSa. It all turned on that one. Suddenly there were 1 million Corruptors present. I don't know, man. These Corruptors are dying pretty effectively. And the Brood Lords are in trouble. Alright, so, MaSa's kind of turned this around. The Corrosive Bile's getting dodged. More and more Corruptors coming in, though, with 8 more in production. Okay, so it's basically just a factor of Scarlett's macro is insane. She's on 70 workers. She can just make as many Corruptors as she wants. The battle cruisers should end up dead here sometime soon. 12 kills on that one. We got Liberators in the mix trying to deal with these Corruptors. Not usually the ideal situation for them, but you know what? If they're all clumped up like that and the splash damage comes into play, this is a desperate stand for MaSa. He just lost 19 drones, but until a Terran player is dead, he's not dead. Corrosibile down the BC. Army supply 76 to 34. We're doubling up right now for MaSa. He's got 2 bases being threatened at the same time by Broodlings. Again, they're not super new bases. They don't have a lot of resources in them. But losing these SCVs is not super ideal. Man, these Liberators doing okay against the Corruptors, guys. Really not terrible. The anti-air from the Liberator does have use sometimes. Check this action out. But I mean, 80 to 24 army supply here. SCVs just getting massacred left and right. And that's your good game. Scarlett does tie it up 1-1 after a 19-minute game 2. Okay, so maybe this series is not going to be as fast as I thought it was, but that's great. It means more StarCraft for you guys. Also, StarCraft. Is that an exploding cyclone or supply depot? Supply depot exploding. Huh. Anyway, yeah, that's more stuff. That is more stuff for everyone. Who doesn't want more stuff, eh? Eh. So 48 Corruptors died and 17 battle cruisers. That's probably a good trade, I gotta say, for the battle cruisers there. They're like 400, 300 each. Corruptors are like 100, 175 or so. Yeah. I think the math adds up to where the battle cruisers got the better end of that deal. But 2 hatcheries down in exchange for 2 orbital commands and a planetary fortress. 42 SCVs killed. MaSa's down to 40 workers. He knew it was time to tap out. 15 Infestors died. They got some good fungals. They never neuraled anything, I don't think. I never heard the neural parasite voice line, which you can hear even if you're on the everyone view in this replay. So, all right, good stuff. We're tied up. I mean, where else do you want to be after 2 games in a best of 5 other than tied up? I don't know. I want to be here. So stick with it. We'll be back after these messages. I'm not sure how ads work, but anyway, we'll be right back. MaSa Scarlett, we're back. This time on World of Sleepers. Man, I can't say the map name without doing it that way. Top right MaSa, bottom left Scarlett. There are a lot of expansions on this map. Once again, the rush distance is long. The third base, however, is not very easy to secure because you need to use workers to clear this out, but nobody ever wants to do that, so this is pretty much a third base location. Or you can do it this way, but it's kind of hard to reinforce if you need help. Just all the way around here, basically, instead of just going through here. Man. Who had this idea, huh? Who had this idea? Let's see how Scarlett handles it. First of all, 16 hatch, 18 pool, 17 gas, as has been decreed from the beginning of time. Okay, that's not true. It hasn't been decreed since the beginning of time, but by golly, it sure feels like it is. Every Zerg player does it these days. There's just, I don't know. It feels like successful Zerg cheese is kind of a thing of the past in these days. Protoss has its cheese. I mean, here's the problem, right? Protoss and Terran have their cheese, but Sarah was able to ascend from random European Zerg to best player in the entire world, and a crazy ascension, mind you, basically by doing macro style all the time. And again, no Reaper here from MaSa. So everybody's like, well, if I want to ascend from random Canadian Zerg, right? I mean, Scarlett's had her success, but she's not nearly where Cyril is, or ever has been. Then I need to play like Cyril. I need to go for quick third hatch. I need to play macro. I need to defend till I get to tier 3 and then start harassing outer bases and make good trades and spread creep and yada yada yada. We just don't see Nidus. We don't see Proxy Hatch. Like, Proxy Hatch is reserved for lower level players without question. There's no reason for it. So yeah, here's your third base. If you're Scarlett, we'll see if she wants to go for that or not. She's getting her queens and her speed first, which is safer to do in case there's a Reaper coming, which there's not, so she gambled and lost on that one. She didn't actually have to get those queens and that speed first. She could have gone for the third hatch early, super mega ultra lightning early, as I like to say. This Overlord gonna die? That hurts. Losing this Overlord hurts. They can't make it to the high ground. That's what the Marines do. They make it really hard for Overlords to get this high ground perch. If you go Reaper first, it's easier. So that's a good thing to do there, too. SCV... wait. Man, did they kill that SCV? No. Why do I think... the SCV just got home? Must have just come home. Wow. Instantly throwing down a bunker on those unbuildable rocks. Like, as soon as they disappeared. That was pretty good. There are unbuildable rocks. Sometimes there are plates on other maps. You have to keep them straight. But, yeah, creep spread between the three bases here. And we'll see. We'll see if she actually mines these minerals or not. This is just nice. Honestly, if you're a Zerg player, there's no Reaper. There's no Hellions. No Hellions are showing up here either. It's just going to be Marine pressure and a third command center for MaSa real early. See, Scarlett, if you're being aggressive, you could just win this thing. You show up with like 20 lings, you catch these guys outside, and you win. End of discussion. MaSa is being so greedy. Ridiculously so, but you don't know because you don't have any vision up here, so it's fair. Play it safe. Play it safe. MaSa is getting away with murder right now, though. I mean, she hasn't killed anything yet, but you know what's happening. Creep spread in, push into that third base, and down outside here, not worrying about these minerals at all. So the Overlord comes in and says, all right, interesting. Doesn't see the third command center, though. Ah! That's crucial. That's crucial information you're missing, Scarlett. That is a third command center, but I guess just sees the Marine count, right? Sees the factory building a reactor, starport coming up. It's going to be some kind of a big old drop. So Scarlett's getting a Roach Warren to handle this. Early Roaches. Honestly, Roaches in general in ZVT, I'm not a huge fan of. Roach Ravager just doesn't scale well against Bio with upgrades. 3-3 Roaches and Ravagers will get wrecked by 3-3 Marines and Marauders with medevac support and stim and concussive shell and combat shield and all the stuff that can benefit the Bio. Roach Ravager will lose their effectiveness usually, I used to say around the 11 or 12 minute mark, but that was back before the 12 worker starting thing, so I gotta say it's probably closer to like the 8-minute mark now, maybe 7 minutes. If you're still on Roach Ravager after 7 or 8 minutes, you're in a bad way. So we'll see. we'll see how this works out for her. But third base up, she's at 43 workers. MaSa's got his third orbital command ready to go. And additional bio coming in with a barracks. So definitely feeling that mech did pretty well. I mean, if you take Scarlett to a 20-minute game, you didn't get destroyed by any stretch. But MaSa not feeling the mech this time, going for the bio. Felt like that did pretty well for him in game number 1. Let's go back to that well, if you're interested. Creep spreading in all different directions. And a fourth base from Scarlett up to the top left side. So, yeah, we're looking at some kind of a crazy drop here. Big, or just a regular old push. Clearing out this creep. The Scarlett have banelings. Is she really just going to go roach here? Man, that's missile attack. She's definitely just going roaches and ravagers here. Which, again, at this stage of the game, are good. Especially if they have upgrades, especially if the Marines aren't super upgraded yet, which they can't be at the 6-minute mark because that's not going to happen. But Overlords have speed. They are spreading themselves to see when this drop is coming because they know a drop is coming. MaSa's third base has landed and is getting happily muled up. And here comes the drop, and let's see if the Overlords see it. Does he just get through there? He just gets through there. The Overlords do not see this. Creep spread, might start seeing it. Is this seriously hidden? Wow, look at that hiding spot. That was nuts. All right, well, surprise, we're here. Come deal with us, say the Marines. There's our hatchery for us to kill. No, that's disappointing. Life is often disappointing, though. So let's drop in the main base. How's about? Oh, well, the army's out here. This is why I don't like Roach Ravager. They're so slow to do this bouncy stuff. Look at it, got the whole thing unloaded up here. Oh, this is bad. 1-1 is finishing too. See, standing in. These roaches doing okay. Like I said, doing okay at this stage. They are unupgraded, but they're holding their own against the unupgraded Marines. Did he just dart back in? He wants to get that tumor so bad. He got it. I'm not sure how much it matters. I guess harder to spread down this way. Once this creep comes over here, you can actually throw this one down onto the ground, but it doesn't go down cliffs, which I really feel like it should. Why doesn't creep go down cliffs? Is it a balance thing? Would it be, like, really screw up the game if creep tumors on the edge of cliffs just went down and spread this way? Wait, are they? I swear sometimes it doesn't for me. Anyway, the Marines took down the fourth base real hard. The main base is in a little trouble too, but there's enough units here to shut that down. See, that hurts. Sneaking on in this way, just I don't like Roach Ravager versus Bio. It's too dang slow is what it is. Losing that hatchery is brutal for Scarlett. It is a 3-base to 3-base right now. Trying to throw up a 4th base up here. A little bit easier to defend maybe, but just kidding. There are Marines here. They didn't even want to kill a hatch today. They just wanted to take down some creep tumors. They got the hatch instead. Oh, this is going so well for MaSa. Exceptionally well. All right, losing some Marines there for no reason was not super great. Don't do that. Tension was probably elsewhere. Great wall of supply depots coming up at the 3rd and a 4th command center under construction here. So just nothing but Marines. We're making some Liberators to throw in the mix. Liberators not as good against Ravagers as it turns out, but we'll see. We'll see how it is. Ultralisk Cavern on the follow here. Starting +1 melee attack for Scarlett. Drilling Claws coming in for MaSa too. Haven't seen any Widow Mines today. Now he's getting Widow Mines with Drilling Claws. That is quite a committal. Not bad against Ultras, though, because Widow Mine shots ignore armor. So Scarlett doing a better job pushing these little attacks back. Well, there's a dead queen before they really get on top of these hatcheries. But this is a lot of bio all of a sudden, and this is not enough Roach Ravager or queen or anything. Widow Mine getting a nice shot off on those Ravagers, chasing them away. Oh, target firing a Baneling there, too. Overstimming a little bit here, but look at them. Look at the confidence they have. Standing in here. Meanwhile, Marines just jumping into the 3rd base, killing stuff willy-nilly. Are the Lings enough to handle that? No. Is that Roach enough to handle it? No. Okay, the Roach is still alive, but reinforcements came on in. By golly, this is going so well for MaSa. All right, chitinous plating coming in. Lost a ton of drones. Doesn't really have the economy to make Ultralisks right now. Has exactly 100 gas. Okay, 2 Ultras. We've got 2 Ultras in production. God, the Widow Mines. Where are your Overseers? He has to corrosive bile them down, or she does. Ravagers have to corrosive bile them down because there are no Overseers here. Nor are there any in production, actually, surprisingly. The Widow Mines are going to be a problem, dude. Overseers, let's go. Adrenal glands coming in. Kindness plating. Again, not that long to upgrade. We'll see if that's useful here or not. The Marine count is not super high. Can Scarlett hold is the question of the day. That hatchery's going to die. Yeah, that's a cancel. It's just not enough. Not enough Zerg there to stop that from happening. Even with the Ultralisk. Oh, Viper gets focused down. Blinding Cloud happens, but Ultra down. This bio does not care about your Ultralisks. Ooh, that Widowmine almost got off, but nope. Corrosive Biles again. Scarlett refusing to make Overseers is confusing me. Nope, still none in production. MaSa just happily expanding to his heart's content on the other side of the map while killing hatcheries of his own. I mean, this is just death by 1,000 cuts is what it is. It's not like MaSa is just steamrolling here today, but he is taking out enough hatcheries. Oh, full medevac down. Golly. Liberator causes problems with drones over here. Worker count is only 65 for Scarlett at the 11-minute mark, which is bad. But Ultralisks are here. And not bad. Another parasitic bomb on another medevac. And drop it into the main base where there is nothing. Again, the army out of position over this way. And the drop of the main is going to cause huge problems here too. So yes, you won this battle. Congratulations. But guess what's over here? Oh gosh. All right. Well, Baneling Nest down. Ultralisk not down. A couple more drones dying up here at the 4th base. Medevac does get killed, but that drone count is not looking healthy. The Ultra chews all the Marines up, though. That is what they are good for. If the Marines want to hold still, absolutely, the Ultras will chew them up. Is that another dead hatch? It's another dead hatch. That's even just 2 Marines. They don't even have the 3 attack yet. Parasitic Bomb, again, split off very nicely by MaSa. He's been doing that all day today. Corrosive Biles landing on another Widowmine. The Corrosive Bile firing on the Widowmine stuff has been really nice by Scarlett today, but she's just in trouble. She's down in army supply. Her base count is abysmal right now. It's at 4. Worker count is better. She's actually doing a pretty good job keeping that alive. Replacing those workers, but it means her army is not as big. And you see the trade-off here. Economy, nice. Army, not as nice. Ultralisks, really low on HP, and no queens to save them. Oh, the Ultras just do not stand a chance against these 3/3 Marines. Marauder count is super heavy right now, too. Ravagers don't take bonus damage from anything, but it doesn't matter. They just hit like trucks regardless. And that Ultra, oh, still alive, but reinforcing units coming in. I mean, this is just a flood right now. You can see the blue coming across the minimap. That Ultralisk goes down. The Queen goes down, and good game. MaSa takes game number 3 to take a 2-1 series lead in this best of 5. And looking really, really good doing it, too. My golly, just Marines, Marauders, Liberators, Widowmines, man. Look, it didn't make anything else. I guess some medevacs, obviously, but end of the day, I mean, look at all the dead Zerg stuff. A hatchery went down, but how many got canceled throughout the day here? Or throughout this game? 3, 4 maybe got canceled. 8 Ultras down. I don't think they paid for themselves at all. There just wasn't the supporting units of Lings or Banelings there. Maybe some Hydros to deal with the medevacs. I guess it was going to be Parasitic Bomb versus the medevacs, which was okay, but I don't know if it was enough. You know what I mean, but incredible. Incredible showing here from MaSa today. His macro is on fire. His macro's on fire. His micro is pretty good here, too. I mean, look at these guys. Just ready to murder everything that comes to deal with them. For some reason, leaving a weird energy bubble when it hits that Roach Warren. But yeah, the Widowmines were a great answer here. The upgrades were on point. Having 3/3 at this stage of the game is really important stuff. And Scarlett just never got any aggression at all. I mean, look, she got vision, sort of. She doesn't know about this base or this base or this base. She's been so busy defending today. She literally only knows what the Overlord saw on that one pass about 10 minutes ago. So, great stuff, man. MaSa going in, he wants to finish this thing off, and he will, too, if he wins the next game. Scarlett can scratch and claw and force a game 5, but we will see. We'll see together what happens in the next game. Stick with it. More Falcon Paladin. It's game 4. We're here. It's still MaSa and Scarlett here on Triton. Top left, MaSa. Bottom right, Scarlett. All right, Scarlett, you need to win this game. Your back's against the wall once again in another best of 5. Okay, real quick, you can find me on twitch.tv/Falcon Paladin about 3 times or maybe 4 times a week. What I'm doing out there varies, but every Sunday I'm going to be playing through the StarCraft Carbot remastered campaign, and it's a lot of fun. If you haven't seen the campaign, go ahead and follow me at twitch.tv/Falcon Paladin, and you can do so. Also, there's a podcast. You ever heard about the podcast, Falcon Paladin Hour? It is weekly, as Scarlett goes with a very standard 16, 18, 17, and we talk about StarCraft 2. We make bets on things like GSL and WCS events and BlizzCon, and the loser has to do embarrassing stuff. Like, recently, Somicron has had to sing... Here's the thing about Somicron, my Australian partner in this, and I've known him for a good long time, but boy, he does not know any Disney princess songs at all. It's almost like he wasn't alive during the golden era of Disney, which is entirely possible, and he didn't have any sisters, which I definitely know is not true. So, I don't know, man. I don't know how. Maybe it's an Australian thing. Regardless, I've had him sing Disney princess songs, and he has to learn the song first and then sing it, which is not my intent here. I don't need it to be that difficult, but anyway, what he has me do is watch embarrassing episodes of anime and then record my reaction, which... There's a lot of embarrassing anime. I am kind of like a part-time weeb. There are shows that I like, but it's always the popular ones. Full Metal Alchemist, My Hero Academia, One Punch Man. You know these ones, right? Anyway, that's what I do when I lose. And I lost recently, so I need to work on that, actually. But anyway, Bunker, ready to rock. Again, 1 drone coming off the line to deal with this. There is a Reaper in production, but not there yet. Reaper's name is Trevor. What is this? Trevor Phillips is a deranged sociopath who can't go 5 minutes out without committing assault, murder, and/or grand theft auto. He is guilty of countless crimes and has a body count comparable to historical warlords. However, every time he was caught, he would inexplicably get a minor fine and allowed to go free just a few hours later. Then 1 year, Trevor filed his taxes 1 hour late, landing him in a sentence in the Reaper program. He doesn't mind because he's given guns, drugs, and a sweet jetpack so he can go kill things. Fair enough, Trevor Phillips. I don't know who this is. Is this a person I just maligned in this Reaper name? Anyway, doesn't get a lot done. Actually hasn't killed anything at all, but does have the drugs, using those now, and the guns and the jetpack. So, I mean, so far so good. He's not dead yet. He could probably kill things. And now this is why the Overlord, see, can now get to this high ground, because this is 1 Marine and not 3 Marines. That Overlord would be dead if it was 3 Marines. Link's thinking about heading out, but no. We're not going to accomplish anything with a Reaper about, and the base is done anyway. And there's Hellions on the way fairly soon, because again, MaSa didn't go for the quick... Actually, that is a quick 3rd command center. Never mind, MaSa is going for a quick 3rd command center here on Triton. Actually, Triton is kind of appropriate for just talking about the podcast, which, by the way, just search Falcon Paladin on your podcast app. Because Triton is Ariel's father, and I had Somicron sing Part of Your World a couple episodes back from, again, The Little Mermaid. I know that one really well because my little sister was way into it when it came out, and I also know Aladdin super well because my other little sister was way into it when that came out. I just have a lot of experience with Disney movies, I guess. Also, my parents were not really super into allowing us to watch, like, PG-13 content, so a lot of Disney stuff when I was a kid. I guess maybe that explains part of it, too. The Lings show up, but again, there's Hellions, so no? I mean, that's some lost mining time, but otherwise, not that big of a deal. Scarlett, the 3rd base, is coming down. Again, I don't like the Roach Ravager stuff against Terran, but it's another Roach Warren for Scarlett. I'm trying to remember the last time I saw a really, really nice... Well, I was going to say a Roach Ravager win versus Terran. It's been like a 2.5 base attack that I've seen, which is really hard to stop if you don't have tanks. And by the way, MaSa is not going for tanks. He's going for Cloak Banshee, though, for real this time. You just make a ton of Roaches and Ravagers. You push. You get there at about 6 minutes, and you can wreck a lot of the time with it. So, we'll see. We'll see if Scarlett goes for it here. Obviously, it's not as foolproof. Oh, gosh, this YOLO play. The drones have to fight for their own lives, which is never good. Oh, gosh, 14? Oh! I don't really have a corollary for how many drones get lost in a TVZ before the Zerg dies, but if this was a ZVP, I don't know, man. That was a lot of drones to go down. Sure, all of the Hellions died, which means Scarlett can drone up like a crazy person, but she's not. She's making 28 lings. This is the thing, you guys. This is what I was talking about. But then the Banshee's like, you know what? None of you can kill me. So I'm going to kill you Ravagers before you even get to the front door. How's that sound? That is one thing that can stop this in its tracks, is a quick Banshee. Oh my gosh, everyone has to go home. Scarlett just made a ton of lings that aren't going to do anything for her at all. She's down 42 to 28 workers. She's done. She's done. Like, I'm looking at this. She's trying to drone back up here, but MaSa shut down that entire huge attack with a Banshee. One Banshee. I don't know what made him go for a Banshee there. Did he scout the Roach Warren? I mean, he did scout the Roach Warren, but not until, I don't think, the Hellions showed up. So Lings go for the counterattack. The Hellions are down. The bunker is dead. And they're going after the SCVs, but there's a tank now, and all of the Lings are completely dead. Friendly fire is about as good as you can hope for here. So 5 SCVs down, but again, not really enough. Not really enough, I don't think, for all of those Zerglings. The trade was not equitable. Scarlett has lost 2,400 resources to 1,200 for MaSa. Plus, there's the third base down for MaSa. And fourth base, maybe somewhat coming in here for Scarlett, but really only at 49 workers and not super healthy economically. I am telling you here. All right, so she's going for spores because she recognizes the Banshees are a threat. They might actually come over. 3 of them actually coming over, which is not too bad. Let me real quick follow these Banshee pilots. They look good, man. This skin is nice. I don't know what it is. I don't know a lot about skins. I should know more about skins in StarCraft, but I don't bother paying for skins generally. I thought there would be the Carbot skin, because that's everything, man. That changes everything in the game. Plus, you guys want to see Carbot casts. I don't know how many Brood War fans are watching this today, actually. How much overlap is there between my Brood War and StarCraft 2 fans? I don't know. YouTube doesn't really help me with that. And I think a survey would be inaccurate. So, Extractor down, slowing down Gaston, come on a Zerg is hugely... Oh, get it, though. You didn't get it, though? All right, well, killing these queens is nice. 3 Banshees is pretty scary stuff, as it turns out. And they are cloaked. 11 kill Banshee. Dude, is Scarlett just going to die here? Are these Banshees going to take down her third? It will be a 2 to 3 base, and everybody will be sad. No, they can't possibly. Oh, they're getting drones, though. Again, all this work that Scarlett has been doing to keep her drones alive and replace them when they die. Just not going well. She's making 13 drones at a time, which is fantastic. One of the Banshees does go down. The Banshee with all the kills gets killed, so it's a bit of an avenging situation here. But guess who's here? A huge Marine tank push. Are there Banelings at all? There are 3. Oh, there are 3 Ravagers. I mean, I don't want to call GG early, but holy crap. This is a lot of Terran right now. They've got stim. Your queens aren't worth anything in this situation. Tank on the high ground doing some stuff, pulling back into the mineral line. Drones are getting focused down in the meantime. The Banshee happily just firing on the hatchery the whole time, which is hilarious. Corrosive Bile does kill a Marine there. Roach is getting rid of this tank, which is fantastic, but 10 drones down. Ravager's terrible in this situation, and that's it. MaSa gets the win in Game 4 and wins the series in 8.5 minutes. Wow. Again, is he still here, really? MaSa, you need points? You need XP? Look at him go. Indy's left. I don't know where they get these replays from. Do they make the players? I bet they make the players submit them, huh? Especially for these rounds. LOL? Who is still here? All right, MaSa stopped spending a bit ago. These guys are all stuck. This tank is rallied right there. Whatever. Someone's hanging out. I don't know who it is. We're going to turn the music off. So nicely done. Well done there by MaSa. Just, boy, those YOLO Hellions, man. Getting on in here. 14 drones killed in the first 7 minutes was massive. And then Scarlett trying to get the Ravager Roach attack. It's shut down completely by the Banshee. And then the 3 Banshees just picking off drones and queens, as you do. And then Scarlett inexplicably, again, decided to go for Roach Ravager, which... I don't know. I'm telling you, at this point, I cannot remember the last time I saw a Zerg player successfully go for Roach Ravager. against a Terran and win. I'm thinking about it. I'm trying to remember. I don't know. All right, it was MaSa's. Okay. So MaSa did have to leave the game first. Anyway, boy, MaSa gets the 3-1 victory. That last victory looked pretty easy, but the other ones were definitely hard fought. So Scarlett fought hard here. Couldn't make it out of the round of 24, unfortunately, for the Canadian Zerg. The Canadian Terran representing the country well, and did move on to the round of 16 after that. So just good stuff, man. Good stuff all around. Really fun ZVT. I love the Ling Bling Muta stuff. I wish we saw more of it, but again, Scarlett lost the one game she tried it, so maybe that's why we don't see it. And then I don't understand. Somebody in the comments explain to me why we see so much Roach Ravager. Why Scarlett with so much Roach Ravager here. I mean, the upgrades were there. The stimmed Marines with medevac support just chew through Roaches and Ravagers, especially once they have those upgrades. And he did have the 1-1. No subject upgrades down here for Scarlett, so that was a huge factor in the win, although there was just so much Terran here, it didn't really matter. And the third base was running, while Scarlett didn't even have a fourth base at all, even one on the way. I cannot speak more about how much of a shellacking that final game was. Interestingly enough. All right. Well, you know what? I think that's going to be it. That's going to be it for me today. So this has been Falcon Paladin coming at ya with yet another edition of StarCraft 2 Legacy of the Void and your Sunday series. Go ahead, hit that like button, hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, and Twitch, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself. Hey there, StarCraft fans! It's Falcon Paladin coming at ya with yet another edition of StarCraft 2 Legacy of the Void. And today it's going to be a Masters level game sent to me at falconpaladin@gmail.com. It's going to be Jeff versus Alpaca Fury here on Triton the Ladder Edition. Top left-hand corner is the red Terran player, Jeff. And in the bottom right-hand corner, it is the blue Protoss player, Alpaca Fury. Yeah, I love that name. Seriously, Alpaca Fury. I'm not sure if we actually have those in the States, at least not natively. Like, I'm pretty sure alpacas exist in the United States, but where are they generally found? Anyway, this is Masters level, which is sent to me, again, at falconpaladin@gmail.com. And I like to do these every once in a while because they're not quite as rigid and rote as Grandmaster games, but they're also pretty high level. Like, these are people that work really hard to get into Masters. So there are 53,000 alpacas in the United States. There are alpaca breeders across the country from Florida to Alaska. They are highest concentrated in Ohio, Washington, Oregon, Colorado, and California. So, I mean, are they native, though? Alpaca. Blah, blah, blah. It is a species of South American camelid. It is not a llama. They are different from llamas, yada, yada, yada. And they originated out of Peru. So that's where they went. So, yeah, eventually they did kind of spread out different places, but Peru is where they came from. We are learning today. We are learning in this cast. Who makes a zealot first in PvT? What is happening, Alpaca Fury? All right, man. He's not even... If you proxy it, sure, but this is not a proxy. All right, man. Alpaca has some plans for that dude. Meanwhile, Jeff is not even making a Reaper. He is really rushing into factory right now. He's got double gas up too. This feels battle cruiser-y to me. Not that we've seen a lot of battle cruiser rushes in TVP. I'm not gonna lie. All right, Stargate on the way. So he's got a couple Marines. The Zealot's not going to be able to do anything. Neither player is really interested in expanding at this point, which I find so interesting. Usually, I mean, in the games that I cast anyway, usually it's going to be a one-rack expand against a one-gate expand, but not today. Today we're getting this thing started. Cyclone coming in. This Marine will be able to kill that Zealot before he gets through the supply depot, which is why the Zealot is not even going to bother trying, especially if there's a Cyclone and a Stalker pushing out here too. And there's the expansion. So it kind of sort of feels max packs here from Alpaca, but no, it's really not. If it was a proxy gateway that was doing this stuff, okay, I'd feel like it. But anyway, max packs isn't intended to stop this. It's intended to deal with a greedy Terran player who goes for an early expansion, but that's not what we're seeing here. So 2 Zealots and a Stalker incapable of accomplishing anything right now for Alpaca Fury, which has just got to be It's got to be making him furious. If there's one way to put it. Oracle on the way. Oracle's name here today is going to be the Beach Ball. The Protoss discovered the human invention of the Beach Ball. They decided it did not have enough death lasers, and so decided they made this version instead with, you know, the death lasers. So this is a Beach Ball. We got a Cyclone just running around looking for proxies and stuff. I'm liking this from Jeff. Like, one thing that can derail what really looks like a battle... There we go. There's a fusion core. So battle cruiser play would be some kind of a crazy proxy, but no, it's not what we're doing. So it's 3.5 minutes getting started with that battle cruiser. Jeff is really rushing it. Look, extremely fast rushing it. All right, man. So Beach Ball's trying to come in, but I just heard a Widowmine burrow. Is it hiding? Ooh, it's hiding behind the factory. Kind of like that. Is that enough Marines do that? No, that is a Cyclone, friend. Do not go in there. There's a Cyclone. You will die before accomplishing much of anything. So yes, very smartly, Alpaca decides to head on out. Does he see the... He doesn't see anything. He gets no scouting information at all, which is... That's really problematic, dude. You have to know this is a battle cruiser, because how are you going to defend against it? I guess... Maybe... Nope, Phoenix are not your answer. Phoenix are not the answer. They will absolutely just tickle to death here. Ooh, boy. Ooh, boy. They'll try to tickle the battlecruiser to death, and they will fail. Alright. Yamato cannon on the way from Jeff. Because, hey, if you're making a battlecruiser, why not? And that's your jump, man. That is a 4.5 minute... These pylons look cool, by the way. I'm really attracted by them. Look how cool they are. They got this purple in them. Anyway, these probes are in trouble. That's all I'm going to say. Oh, gosh. And the Phoenix can't stop this. Look at how the Phoenix are dying. And barely, like I said, tickling this battlecruiser. The armory on the BC is really nice. Honestly, killing the Stalker is probably a better idea here. There you go. Stalker priority kill. And he's like, you know what? Sure, I'll take out a bunch of your Phoenix and a couple of your Stalkers while we're at it. I am totally on board with this plan. If he had Yamato cannon, it'd be a lot of a better situation for him. But Stalker's actually not bad at chasing away BCs. That bonus damage versus armored really comes into play there. Stalker anti-air is not too shabby. Not as good against ground units sometimes, but really good against air units, generally speaking. Alright, so battlecruiser gets some stuff done. 9 kills, that's more than I thought. 5 probes, a Stalker, and 3 Phoenix. Not too shabby. So slows down Alpaca Fury's economy, slows down his army production, and he doesn't lose anything in the meantime. Battlecruiser manages to head on back home without anybody chasing him. Kind of feel like the Stalker should have chased him down. Maybe the Void Ray could have chased him down here too, but playing it safe instead. Oracle has not really dived in anywhere and accomplished anything. Because again, missile turrets exist in pretty decent locations here. Man, another... He really doesn't want this Oracle to come in and ruin his day. He might be overdoing it on the static defense, but that's alright. I think we're okay. So more battlecruisers in production here from Jeff. By this time, you probably recognize Jeff. He sent me replays before, and boy does he love his battlecruisers. Boy does he love them. He has also sent me in losses before too. Alright, I've made it clear that anybody who sends me a lot of replays better be sending losses in there too. Because I really don't want people to load up a replay from Falcon and say, oh, it's this guy. He never loses. And there's no element of surprise at all. It sucks. Right? Right. So Jeff has sent in losses before. He will do that because I made him do it. And I don't know what this is. I don't know where we are with this. I think he's really learned just to appreciate sending in replays because they're fun. As this is, man. Battlecruisers are fun. Especially in TVP. You don't see a lot of them in TVP because, again, the Stalkers trade pretty well. Void Rays trade pretty well. Tempest trade pretty well. There's some really good answers here to Battlecruiser that Protoss has. Same thing for Zerg. Neuroparasite is kind of the end-all answer to these dudes. Additionally, though, Corruptors are pretty fantastic generally. So, our Beach Ball Oracle ends up not accomplishing anything but tossing down a single Stasis Ward. Maybe 2? It's just the 1. That's all it is. 2 battlecruisers are better than 1. And we got our... Wow, we got our Duck Immortals. I haven't seen a Duck Immortal in what it feels like a year and a half. Look at this guy. He's a duck. I don't know what about him makes me feel like he's a duck, but he is a duck. He's been a duck since the first time I saw him, and he will be a duck forever. Now, what's not that good against battlecruisers or cannons, but better than not having anything, I suppose. Alright, so probe's down, and then you just kind of fly over here into the main, and the army's out of position. Then you Yamato down the Void Rays. And they both will get one shot to death. The third Void Ray, though, is a bit of a problem. And one battlecruiser has to jump out. Oh, the shield battery comes in, and that battlecruiser has to jump out, too. Okay, all right. So Alpaca making it happen a little better than I expected, to be entirely honest with you. Thought that was going to go a lot better for Jeff, but at the end of the day, it did not. He killed some probes, which is nice. 9 total probes have gone down, but Alpaca is at 45 workers compared to 45 for Jeff. He's continuing to do stuff that is really good against battlecruisers. We saw that Void Ray single-handedly going to town on that BC. Sure, he had a shield battery helping, but that prismatic alignment of +6 damage plus armored is no joke. It is no joke, as my poor corruptors have experienced time and time again. I'll see a Skytoss player, and I'm like, all right, I'll make some corruptors, and then they just throw in 5 or 6 Void Rays, and I'm like, all my corruptors are now dead. That sucks. Nice revelation tossed down, and now you can't be sneaky. Jeff's like, oh, I might as well turn around and go back home. Might as well just go on back home, I suppose. But yeah, Jeff has lost 0 things to this point in the game, which is pretty good. 2,400 losses to 0 is a really good ratio here today. Stasis wards are up. Nothing really close enough to wander into them at this point, but yeah, Alpaca's working on a fleet beacon as Tempests are a wonderful, wonderful answer to the BCs too. And the music's a little bit too hype for what we're experiencing to this point, but anyway. Did you know there's a store? There's a Falcon Paladin store? Actually, it's really easy to remember too. You just go to falconpaladin.store. And ta-da, you're there. I don't know how Omicron finagled it and rigged it up, but that's pretty fancy stuff. We have mugs that when you fill with a hot liquid, it will reveal the Falcon Paladin logo, which is so cool. We have hoodies, because it's getting cold in the Northern Hemisphere. We also, are more stasis wards going down? We also have a, well, it's not sweater, but it could be an ugly Christmas sweater if it was a sweater. It's an ugly Christmas shirt, which I know Christmas is a bit away here, but not as far away as you might think. So check it out, falconpaladin.store. Visit today. And if you have any questions or any requests of stuff you want to see on the store, let me know in the comments. We can talk about it. All right, anywho, yep, that breaks over. Battle cruisers operational, heading on down the right side. Yeah, 4 Void Rays and a bunch of Stalkers. Pretty good. I'm not sure why the Immortals exist. Oh, Beach falls down. Nice revelation before death, though. That's nice. The battle cruisers, though. One has to jump out immediately. Another one jumps out immediately. And Immortal does end up going down to the battle cruisers. Yamato down a couple of the Void Rays. Oh, that one survived. How? That one survived the Yamato? I thought they got one shot. Oh, I've done the math on this before. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe if it's already a little bit injured, it will die. But if it's 100% health, one Yamato won't take it out. Oh, did they buff it? I think that's what happened. They buffed Void Ray health so that they don't get one shot by Yamato in a patch, boy, 2 or 3 patches ago. That's what it is. You just don't see it a lot, so you forget about that interaction. That's what it was. Okay, so they can't survive one Yamato. They're not super healthy after it hits them, but they're also not dead. So that's a major, major victory. All right, Alpaca on the assertive front here. Widowmine. Ah! Nice hit. Missile turret getting some shots off at a couple of those Void Rays. And SCVs in the mix here. Why are there SCVs in the mix? I don't know. It is a one crazy battle, though. The Tempests are down. The Immortals are trying to take down the Thors. They're doing a wonderful job of it, mind you. Look how good they are against Thors. They're great against anything armored, is what it is. And Zealot's trying to take down the Thors, too, but not going to be allowed to do so. So, pretty good win there. Out of Jeff, he has now officially lost things, 2,000 resources, but it's 9,000 lost for Alpaca. All of his Immortals, all of them are dead. 4 of them have gone down. 12 Stalker, 6 Void Rays, 3 Phoenix, which really early Phoenix, but you know what I mean here. 9 probes. And 4 SCVs have been killed. I think all of them during that battle. But Jeff's thrown down a 4th base, as you know, Alpaca Fury is happily sitting on 4 bases too. He's been there for quite some time. He's trying to stay ahead economically. And the battle cruisers, have any of them died so far? I don't think they have. Right, we looked up here, and 2 Thors went down, but no battle cruisers have died. We're up to 6 now. And that is one thing you really want to try to do if you have BCs or other big ticket items, is keep them alive. Like, having 6 BCs is a lot better than having 2 BCs. at the 13-minute mark. As it turns out, 17 kill BC is getting healed up. That's a lot of kills. That is a large number of kills. Zealots coming up the right side. They don't even have charge. They have +2 attack and +1 shields, but no charge, nor is it being researched. Alpaca doesn't believe in charge for his zealots, which I find really confusing. Okay, well, they're just dead instantly then, I suppose. And they are. They don't get a slash off on anything. The most damage as a result of those zealots was friendly fire splash from those tanks, hitting them and kind of hitting the SCVs nearby. That's all it was. Tempest count, a little bit scary for our battlecruiser army. Coming on up, sensor towers reveal that they're here, and they get scanned, and that makes Alpaca kind of pull back a little bit. He's worried. He's worried about being seen, is what he is. He wants this to be a sneak attack. Oh, hold on. Wow, just jumped. Oh, jumped over here to try to jump on top of... He tried to jump on top of the Tempest, and it didn't work. Alpaca outsmarted him. Tempests are fast, man. Look at how much they take down VCs. Look at how much damage they do versus massive air units. It's insanely good. Tempest are your answer, ladies and gents. Stalkers do get in here behind this 4th base, but there's a tank and a planetary, so hard to pull off if you're Stalkers. Good attempt, though, from Alpaca, regardless. Boom, 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 boom. These Stalkers are dead. Dun, 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 dun. I was going to say, those SCVs are pairing themselves as the Stalker tries to kill them. Is pretty entertaining, but it's over now. Alpaca's taking a 5th base, because why not, against this really weird Mass BC dude. Tempest count, getting there, guys. It is really starting to get there. What do we got? 2, 4, 6, like 12 or so? 12 or so? Seems like a good number. And, wow, just expanding up here for his 5th. I guess high ground. Pretty good if you have BCs. It makes sense. Tank's like, I need to reposition a little bit here. Here's the engagement of the century, though. Tempest firing on in. Yamato's getting fired off, too. The Tempests are still alive, though. They can take a Yamato and not die. That I knew for sure. Now, the question is, are the Thors going to be able to handle the Tempests when all is said and done? And, yeah, that single target anti-air damage they have, it's like a truck. Sunday, Thor versus Tempest at the Maverick Center. That's the thing, actually. There is there's an arena here in Utah, not far from where I live, actually, called the Maverick Center, named after a local chain of gas stations and convenience stores in the state, and they generally do hockey games for minor league hockey. A team called the Grizzlies, ECHL. And then they also do stuff like monster truck rallies at the Maverick Center, too. So it's a pretty cool place to go if you're into that sort of thing. I've been a few times. Not a huge hockey fan, personally. More of a ball sport guy than a puck sport guy, as it turns out. All right, so that was a pretty good battle. We're at 165 to 163 when all is said and done. Now, Alpaca Fury's income is better. And actually making some carriers here, which, okay. I mean, I guess the carriers can't outrange the Thors, which is good. Carrier's not a bad tech switch. I'm thinking about it here. And basically, you're going to try to make the Thors go into splash damage mode against the air, which means they're bad against the bodies of the carriers. Huh. The problem is carriers are pretty bad against battle cruisers because they're just a ton of little attacks, which is what armor's all about, man. The more armor you have, the more you want little tiny attacks to hit you. Same with ultras, same with, honestly, carriers, same with battle cruisers. What you really are worried about, though, are big hits. Big, strong hits, like Tempest attacks, bam. Yamato attacks, bam. Stuff like that. So in this case, carrier, not as good against the battle cruisers. We'll see how they do. Alpaca expanding to the bottom left, really having a pretty nice economic advantage here today. Trying to kill some of these SCVs. Doing just a little bit of some light harassment here And guess who's coming over this way? Yeah, Jeff is. Jeff's coming over this way. Alpaca's feeling it, though. All right. I'm not sure you want to be engaging here. Oh, the Yamatos. Wow, all the Tempests are dead on one. The Immortals are crushing through these Thors like they're made out of cheesecloth, though. But the battlecruisers still remain. Honestly, ooh, that's a jump on top. If you could focus down a couple of these really wounded battlecruisers, you could have a pretty good time. He almost kind of does. Gets one. Then the other one that's really super injured would be nice to kill. He gets that one too. All right, so Alpaca is smart enough to at least take down the wounded BCs. Yeah, these... No. Let's remember... Yeah, carriers, what I said. What did I say about carriers versus battlecruisers? Not good. The Vikings are landing to try to deal with these stalkers. That bonus versus mechanical kicks right in. It kicks right on in, governor. Ba-da-dum-bum-bum. Quick plug for the Twitter account, I guess, while we're here. Twitter.com/Falcon Paladin. Been posting my own thoughts on certain things like the China-Hong Kong situation. Thoughts about sports ball if you're into that sort of thing too, if you're a fellow sports ball esports enthusiast like me. And just commenting on things like Nation Wars, which is ongoing right now. Is Jeff trying to expand top right? No, say the Stalkers. Tempests hanging out. I mean, again, Alpaca Fury, his economy is really good, but he keeps losing these battles. I mean, it is kind of tricky, right? Jeff's not going mass battlecruiser, which Tempest would be pretty good against. This is battlecruiser, this is Thor, this is tank. Ground army, Alpaca has not had any trouble with. It's mostly this combination of Vikings and battlecruisers that has really given him pause here today. So I'm thinking maybe more Immortals, maybe more Zealots. Yeah, there's still not a base here on Mr. Alpaca Fury. But hey, doing some damage anyway is a pretty good deal. So Alpaca's maxed out. Jeff is virtually maxed out. Once again, really wants to harass this way, but Jeff's army is here. And Vikings are pretty good against Tempest. Vikings and BCs in straight-up engagements pretty good. Pretty good kiting on display here as well. Does he really want to go? He really wants to go here. The Archons versus the Vikings are doing pretty fantastic stuff. But the Tempests are all getting wrecked anyway. Stalker Archon versus Battlecruiser, not too shabby. Jeff in a little bit of trouble here. Army supply is pretty even, but he's going to lose these two Thors. They don't do very well against Archons. They do better against Stalkers, and they did take down the final Tempest, which is nice. Meanwhile, Battlecruiser's jumping down the bottom left-hand corner where there are cannons and there are shield batteries, but they are not protecting the probes very well. Oh, and he just lost another BC. Jeff is losing BCs alarmingly quickly right now. He's lost a total of 16 of them. This will make a 17th down battlecruiser. Meanwhile, desperation jump over to the right side from Jeff, going after more of these dudes. This is turning into some pretty chaos level stuff here. Does he still not have charge on his Zealots? I don't think he does. Alpaca, why? Why do you not have charge on your Zealots? You're making them, guy. Oh, they'd be so much better if they had charge. Tempest, need to fire on one. Okay, I guess they both Yamato the one Tempest, so that counts. Oh, blinked on in. He got trapped. He got baited there, Jeff. Oh, these battlecruisers are dead. Utterly dead. Like he knows. He's going to try to kill as many things as he can, but that's it. All right, so that's like 20 then? That is 20 even battlecruisers killed so far in this game. 11 Thors. 20 Tempests is a lot of dead Tempests, and 18 probes is not a small number either. The important thing for Alpaca, though, is he's keeping his bases. He's keeping his bases. Trying to expand at the top right for what feels like the third time here is Jeff, but not really. It's kind of officially the first time. Planetary Fortress is fighting in here, and this is a pretty good position to fight for Jeff. No Immortals! Dude, if you're going to take down a PF, just bring some Immortals. You're going to have a much better time of it. Yeah, Stalkers alone not going to do super well in this scenario. Zealots and DTs coming into the fourth base, though. They wipe out that planetary. Okay, that's how you do. Make some DTs in the mix here. And Hellbats are fighting against Stalkers, which is really bad for the Hellbats. As it turns out, you don't want to be doing that. That's a bad setup for sure. But supply depot's going down. This is going to supply block Jeff. No, it does not. Doesn't seem like even close to doing so. Well, definitely not close to supply blocking him at all. Missile turret's getting sniped out here. At the same time, more zealots in production. Dude, Alpaca is not getting charged for his zealots. And he's driving me insane. Buddy, do it. Alright, so this group gets cleared out with detection and a combination of blue flame hellions and stuff. There's 52 workers for Jeff. Alpaca Fury is happily sitting at 78. He's spending his money well. He's spending it better than Jeff is, honestly. Are you? Alright, once again, no Immortals going after this planetary fortress. It'd be a big victory if he could get it. But the battle cruisers are here. And the Tempests are dead, and the Stalkers are dead. And you're not getting the planetary. I'm telling you, bring 4 Immortals. Just wander 4 Immortals up here, and you'll take down the planetary in no time at all. Dude, these Zealots are doing some seriously good work for not having charge. I'm honestly impressed by how well they're doing for themselves. Alpaca has expanded again to a 7th base. That is a 7th base he's happily sitting on. Jeff's income is not very good. Even though he has mules, he's not doing super great with it. Army supply 70 to 60 in favor of Jeff. What a scrap fest. What a ridiculous scrap fest this game has been. Vikings doing pretty well against these Tempests. Really well against these Tempests, actually, but not as well as to kill all of them, as it turns out. Thor's in the mix. Got some High Templar in the mix. Turning themselves into Archons, getting wrecked for the most part. Yamato's going down. This base is in a lot of trouble. Alpaca's Fury's army is not really here right now. Archon, nope. Tank does pretty well against the Archon. This battlecruiser's not even in the fight right now. A lot of probes going down. This right side base thinks it is pretty much dead at this stage of the game. What are the upgrades looking on for this mech? That is +3 air attack and +3 ground and air armor and +2 ground attack here. Synchronized Thor attacks. And the Nexus explodes beautifully in a Gauss of Flame. Now, again, the bonus here is that Alpaca does have additional Nexuses. He could afford to lose that one, and he certainly did. He certainly did end up losing that one. Resources lost, 36,000 for Jeff, a full 51,000 for Alpaca. More battlecruisers in production, more Thors in production. If at first you don't succeed, says Jeff, keep doing it. And if at first you take out a Nexus, keep doing what got you there. Yeah, Alpaca Fury suddenly is at 64 army supply. How? He's making additional Tempest here, but he is down big time. Jeff has the big ticket items. He has the upgrades. I guess in fairness, it is 3-3-2-2-3 from Alpaca down here. Look at that. That is some really good Protoss upgrading today. I'm enjoying it immensely. 4 DTs trying to swing around this right side before detection comes up. They're going after some of these units. Not paying attention all that super well. Here is Jeff. There's the scan, and now they're all dead. Okay. Jeff coming down this left side. Raven's in production. He's really tired of dealing with DTs, so mobile detection is going to be what he's into right now, and it's just not enough stuff. Alpaca, he's spending his money well. He's gas-starved, though. He's just been spending so much gas on things like Archons that aren't necessarily helping him all that much. And Jeff, this kind of feels like a victory tour for him. He's up 101 to 84 army supply coming on this left side. That base is in a lot of trouble. The Tempests are trying to handle... Oh, actually, the Vikings are all down. The Tempests can directly fire on the battlecruisers now, but the Yamatos are real, and the Thors have gotten in on the fight as well. The Immortal needs to get up there and help against these Thors. Oh, never mind. Just got absolutely destroyed there. Attack up the backside. Stalkers making sure no mining from that particular base, but the Tempests are gone. The army supply for Alpaca is down to 26. He's going to lose this base. He's going to lose all the probes that decide to stick around, which hopefully shouldn't be too many for the sake of the probes. But this base is dead. This base is dead. 3 Nexuses down in the last 5 minutes or so. It is kind of snowballing right now for Alpaca. The Stalkers are trying to fight, but there's just not enough of them. They're doing pretty well against these Thors. That bonus damage versus Armored again is pretty fantastic, but auto turret up, and good game from Alpaca Fury. Jeff is your winner in a ridiculously scrappy 27-minute TVP. Wow. Jeff is just sitting at his desk going, what happened? How are we alive right now? Is what he's asking. Oh my gosh, what an absolutely insane Masters level game that was. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it immensely. Immensely. All right, that was a lot of fun. Hit that like button if you like this game, by the way, because I liked it, that's for sure. I hit that like button. But yeah, man, it was so many battle cruisers. 22 went down. There were 8 at the end of the game. 30 battle cruisers in 28 minutes. It's a lot of BCs. Again, 3-3 on those dudes. If you're going to make that many, make sure they're upgraded as much as they can. Give them the Yamato. You will not regret it. 100 Stalkers went down. 35 Tempests went down. 2 carriers. Every carrier that was made died. Only 10 Immortals. I feel like more of those would have been nice against those Thors, to be sure. And no charge on the Zealots. Kind of feel like charge lots would have been super useful, but maybe Alpaca Fury does not agree. Perhaps he does not agree with me. Think about that, I bet you have. All right, well, good. Overall, good stuff here. I mean, Alpaca did pretty well for himself. Again, getting charged and getting more Immortals to deal with that ground army would make the battle cruisers easier to handle, for sure. But at the end of the day, Jeff's macro was good. His decision-making on when to jump and where to jump was really nice, too. So, good stuff. Well, that's going to be it for me today. This has been Falcon Paladin coming at ya with yet another edition of StarCraft 2 Legacy of the Void. Go ahead and hit that like button. Hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, and Twitch, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.